Hey everybody, Mark Spector Comics, and I'm back, this time with my first comic book haul of 2026. Here it is. I got about 9-10 books and some couple extras. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned for the intro, maybe. I don't know. Do we still do these comic book hauls? Alright, so welcome back. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so when I do put out some content, you get in a timely fashion. Hopefully you guys had a chance to watch my last video, my 2026 goals, recapping 2025. Hopefully you did. If not, check it out. Pretty informative, pretty transparent, if you like transparency. But moving on to today's video, doing a 2-for-1, had some extra time, doing some back-to-back recordings, if you know, as a content creator. But I'm going to show you what I picked up at an LCS near me. Well, not near me, but at my second location, my home away from home in New Hampshire. I have a great comic book shop in town. It's called Double Midnight Comics. I go there to get some new comic books from time to time, look to see what's in their wall section and in their newly stocked back issues. So I had some free time after work one night and wanted to go check it out. So I ended up going there and I'm going to show you what I picked up. I probably should take a video sometime of that shop. It's a pretty cool shop. But needless to say, I'm going to show you what I picked up. And I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 comic books and a couple of extra goodies. So I was, like I said, I had some free time after work. Didn't go to the, didn't have anything going on. It was too damn cold out. And I wasn't going to go to the gym after work, especially being that cold. So I went to the comic book shop. It was only a few minutes away from work. And I'm going to show you what I got. So in no particular order, they do have a really good stocked dollar bin. So definitely check those out if you're in the area. Picked up some indies here. Haven't read this series, but they did have issue number 1. This is Port of Earth. This is from Top Cow. I'm not sure when this came out, but any of these, like, I love sci-fi, especially like reading modern sci-fi stories. And this had a very sci-fi feel to me. This, I want to say, this came out years ago. Let me see. November of 2017. So this was like right when I started collecting comics. So for $1, I'm going to definitely read this and see if it's worth it. So that was cool. First pickup was Port of Earth, written by Zach Kaplan and artwork by Andrea Moody, Vladimir Popov. There you go. Popov. That was a type of cheap vodka I used to drink in college. Oh, these definitely need some new boards as well. Holy crap, that back one, that thing's beat. So they have these little orange stickers here. Any of these orange stickers are $1. So I got some cool stuff I'm gonna show you. This series I'm very, very familiar with. Loved the series. This is from Vault Comics. The Autumnal, issue number 1. I still have, I think, the first 4 or 6 issues in my PC upstairs somewhere. Great series. I might give this away in a future giveaway. They had 2 copies. This is, I think, the B or C cover. But this story takes place in New Hampshire, I believe. Fictional town in New Hampshire, which is where I currently work, is in New Hampshire. But if you like horror, I think you'll like this read. Definitely recommend it. Great artwork too. So that's from Vault Comics. And I think this came out like in 2022 or 2023. Take a quick look. If you've read this series, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on it. And this is just it's a really nice cover, if you ask me. And these were both $1. So this is, it came out in 2020. I thought it was more recent for some reason. But definitely check. I don't know if this book was optioned. I have no idea. You know, a lot of these series get optioned quickly and then you never hear anything about them for years. And then they just fall by the wayside. But, you know, just like any of these, you're never surprised if they do end up becoming a series or some Amazon or picks it up or something like that. I'm gonna be careful. I almost did a tape hole right there. That's silly me. So that was also $1. And then the next two are Key Books. Picked this up as well because I love the character and I like the New Avengers, but I've never had this issue. This is kind of like a spec book. I know some of you guys love spec books, so spec pickup. This book was hot previously. Right now it's dead in the water. But this is New Avengers issue number 53. And if you know what this is when Brother Voodoo becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. Like I said, this was hot maybe a few years ago, especially when Brother Voodoo was increasing in spec attractiveness, as I like to say. But this book, I think it went to like $10-15 maybe. I don't know. But for $1, yeah, definitely. And I haven't read this issue, so I'm going to read it. This book I've had before, but I've never had this variant. This is Infinite Crisis, issue number 3. And this is the first appearance of Jaime I forget his name. Jaime Garcia, Jaime Lopez. The hell's his name? This is what happens when you make a recording and you're trying to jot memory on Key Books. You just draw a blank. But I used to have, I think, the B cover, which was also a George Perez cover. But this is also a George Perez cover. You got featuring Wonder Woman there on the cover. But this was also in the dollar bin. So I was like, wow, I knew when this book used to be, at least the cover A was like a $50 book. And then after the movie, because it was featured, he was the Blue Beetle. Well, the second Blue Beetle, maybe? This book like went down in the dumps. But another spec pickup for me was this book, Infinite Crisis, issue number 3. See, I had to look it up because I had a brain fart. So yeah, Infinite Crisis, issue number 3. This is the first appearance of Jaime Reyes as the third Blue Beetle, and not in costume. So, but this is a nice George Perez cover. A lot going on in there, but well done cover, if you ask me. And that was also $1, which I was kind of surprised how far down this book went. And great pairing: Jeff Johns, Phil Jimenez, George Perez, Andy Lanning pairing in this series. So definitely, I think, a great pickup for $1. So definitely check out your dollar bins at your LCSs or any LCSs when you're doing your hunting. So those were the dollar books, and now I'm going to show you the slightly higher priced books that I got from the back issue bins. And I still haven't told you the neat part about this first comic book haul of the year. So I'll tell you that as I'm showing off the next books. So this book, another spec book. Yes, I know we're talking about spec. I know this is not for everybody, but we got spec, and then we got some just cool books that everybody should have in their collection. Not necessarily this next book, but still a cool book to have nonetheless. But this next book is West Coast Avengers, issue number 46. This is my second copy. I did get this the first time in my in a trade with Mike Night Tiger. So shout out, Mike. This was a trade we did maybe, I think 2 years ago now. I can't remember. But this was one of the books I got in the trade. So this is my second copy, but a spec pickup. Because if you've watched Wonder Man, I'm not going to say it. But this book became spec-ish potentially because of Wonder Man. I'll leave it at that. But this is, oh yeah, they didn't even say it. First appearance of the Great Lake Avengers. There you go. Really cool team. I'm going to have to read this issue again because I forget what happens in the issue. But also a very fun series to pick up is the West Coast Avengers. Yeah, it's a lengthy series. I don't recommend collecting the whole series unless you want to. By all means, go for it. But I can't afford to have that many comic books in my collection. But great series to pick up. Some of the there's some great issues in there. Also some cool issues featuring Moon Knight, and that's why I collect some of the issues from this series. But yeah, West Coast Avengers number 46. This was priced at $6. And then the last two, I was kind of shocked to see these in, I'm going to save the best for last, the best two comic books. And I was kind of surprised to see these. This was in the newly stocked back issue. So they do that. They have a separate section that's next to like the slabs. They have like two long boxes or 3 long boxes worth of like newly stocked, like any new comic book collections they purchase. They separate keys and stuff like that and put it there. So you get like kind of like first dibs before they actually offload them into the regular back issue bins. And I was kind of shocked to see this book in here. First off, it's in lower to mid grade, but for the price, I was kind of like scratching my head. This is Strange Tales, issue number 158. And if you've watched my channel over the years, you know how much I love this series, Strange Tales. So many great collaborations in Strange Tales. You got Stan Lee, you got you got Ditko, you got Jim Steranko, you got Marie Severin, and it's just so many great legendary names that write and draw in Strange Tales. And personally, I love collecting cosmic characters and reading about the cosmic storylines. If you know anything about the Marvel Cinematic Universe or even the Marvel Universe, you know how important this character is in the Marvel mythos. So this is the first full appearance of the Living Tribunal. First appears in the issue prior in 157 in the last page. So you get the first full appearance here, and then you got the first cover appearance. It's a 3-sided, cosmic god. Second to the one above all is you got obviously the Living Tribunal. So very powerful cosmic being. We saw it. The character in the, what was it? The Thor Love and Thunder movie. You saw like little resemblance of the character there. I think it was on the ground or something like that in the other world. I forget now if it was that or if it was in the Loki season 2. I'm drawing a blank. But extremely powerful character, and I was kind of shocked they had this only for $10. I was like, I remember when I bought my first copy of this for like, I want to say it was like 40 or 50 bucks. And that's still like right around what these are going for. Even in crappy condition. This is not like, it's in lower grade, but you know, even in this condition, you could probably get 30, 40 bucks for it now. But for 10 bucks, this is a no-brainer. Great book to have. And then this last one is kind of like a telling of the times of how far back this book has regressed. But such an important book to have. And this is the Eternals. Eternals #1. Written and drawn, I still can't believe he did this whole thing himself, by the great Jack the King Kirby. Eternals #1, I've had, I want to say close to the whole run. I forget. I might be missing a few issues when I did collect this run. But, you know, they had this for 15 bucks. I was like, what the hell? If you see this book at your comic shop or any of your, you know, out there digging for stuff for under 30 bucks, pick this up. This book has gone down so much in value for such an important book in the Bronze Age. So I was like, wow, for 15 bucks. And this, it's not, you know, it's not high grade. It's probably, I want to say a little above mid grade. So it presents well. I can't wait just to open this up, smell it, reread it, because it's such a fun series. It is a bit of a tough read, to be honest, compared to the, I think, second volume with Neil Gaiman. Much better read. But I love, you know, Jack Kirby. Great book to have. And for 15 bucks, I'm picking this up every day of the week for 15 bucks. Spec or not, regardless. It's just too an important book in the Bronze Age to not have it, you know. So that was my last 2 key books. And then, you know, I got to the register and getting ready to cash out. And then the guy tells me, you got like 50 bucks in points. I was like, are you kidding me? I was kind of surprised. Because I was thinking when I was going to go to the register, I was going to pay, I don't know, like 40, 50 bucks. So you got 15, 25, 31, 34, 35. You got about 36 bucks worth of books, sorry. And I didn't get any discounts because I think you have to purchase 10 books to get like, I think 10 or 20% off back issues. So I didn't meet that quota. But then when they told me you had like 50 bucks in points, I was like, oh crap. So I'm gonna essentially get these books for free. And I didn't even realize it. So I was like, well, let me get a couple of other things, you know. And I think my kiddos would like these. So I ended up picking up these. Boom, some Pokemon. If there's anything hotter than, you know, in our space right now, it's Pokemon, TCG. It's the hottest market out there right now. The only thing hotter than this right now is gold and silver. But oh man, but yeah, Pokemon. So this is one of the newest series. This is Phantasmal Flames. This came out in 2025, late 2020. I want to say October or September of 2025. Fun little series. You get some pretty cool cards, and they had these at $9.99 a piece. Market is right around $8 a pack, so they slightly overcharged for the packs there compared to what you can get them for. But I was like, I'm not complaining because apparently I had store credit. So the grand total after these books, which I just showed you. This little stack of books and 2 Pokemon packs at $10 a piece came out to $5.99. How crazy is that? So for my first comic book haul, I got all these books and 2 Pokemon packs. Wait for it. Yep, here we go. For $5.99. So there you have it. There's your transparency. I spent $5.99 on all that. Added to my previous small pickups for January of $9. Puts me at $14.99 for the year so far. So there's your transparency. Hopefully you guys like that. If you did, hit the thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you feel like it, share it, and until next time, Mark Spector Comics, out.